like I said earlier, I've been studying Dietrich Bonhoeffer for a little while. He's definitely a thinking partner. In one of his works, which is one of my favorites, it's a letter that he wrote in 1943. It's called After 10 Years, because his biographer essentially said that 1933, the year that Hitler came to power, was a time in his life that was so difficult because he was not supportive of Hitler or the Nazi regime, and so friendships and ties were being severed. Mm-hmm. So he writes this letter 10 years after that and just kind of reflecting back on everything. And he has this section in there on the fool, and he talks about where a leader might be in a place of power and the public just kind of swarms to that leader, unintellectually, unengaging, somehow perceives themselves in the leader. And he talks about it in such a way that, when you sit down with this person that he terms the fool, that you can't even get to the actual person because you're caught off guard by catchwords, phrases, rhetoric. Essentially, you can't even get to the person because they're just recycling the things that someone else has told them to think in this way or to speak in this way. And towards the end of that section, he says, and the fool will go so far as to perpetuate evil without even realizing that's evil. And I didn't tell you this part. At the end of his letter, he asked this question: are we serviceable anymore? He said, all we need is good, honest men.
Wow.
Right? Can we just come to the table and instead of just seeing the labels that we place on everyone, can we actually treat them as humans made in the image of God and have that radical empathy to say, what are you actually going through?
Right.
Versus just placing them in this abstract category and then condemning them without even interacting with the person. And we see this happening over and over and over again, where we can't even sit down to have a conversation because as soon as you say critical race theory, it's that Marxist evil thing. I don't even want to talk about it. Well, can you define? I don't want to try and define it. Like, no, it's just bad. We don't want it. And anyone who supports it or even engages with it is obviously on the wrong side of history and against the gospel.
Yeah.
And this is problematic because we need to be able to have tough conversations.